y'all, it's Crafty Hope here, and today I am finally trying to get back on track with my color inspiration art journal pages. Today I'm working on the blue violet hue on the color wheel. Basically, this is just a personal challenge I set up for myself to kind of work around the color wheel and get to know some of the colors, and I'm going to tell you this one I had trouble with. I know I said the last one with blue I had trouble, but this one, it was really hard to distinguish what's blue and what's blue violet. So I kind of went with kind of just some darker shades of blue, some indigos, what I felt was probably a blue violet. I didn't have a whole lot in terms of supplies, but you'll get to see what I did use. So the first thing I did was decide on what journal I was going to use, and I decided to work in this. It's an old Bobbsey Twins book. It's been a great journal, but I'm going to start by prepping the page, as you saw me do, with just some Liquitex Basics Gesso. And I am not drying this all the way. Normally I cut out my drying time, but I want you to see that I just dried it a little bit, and I'm coming in with I think that's let me see, I've got it here. It's an oil pastel. I think it's water soluble. It's the Portfolio one, and slate gray, which is, I don't know, closest I could come to that blue violet. And then that is kind of a dark blue cobalt Colorix crayon. Now both of those, well, I mean, that Colorix is kind of like a gelato. It's water soluble. It's a crayon. Yeah, it's great. Now I didn't dry that all the way. I'm using my finger to kind of rub those crayon colors out a little bit. The gesso is still a little bit wet, not real wet, but wet enough to make that kind of hold. And you see I've got a little bit of gesso over there on the side that I am pulling in just to help me move some of those colors around. And then I'm going to finish drying that. Now, most of my journal pages are not complete without a little bit of some kind of collage to them. So I didn't want anything that was going to break up these colors too much. Sorry, it just hit me that Distress Oxide would be a good color for this, and I had to grab it. So I grabbed some, I guess it was the fact that this is some Tim Holtz tissue paper to, I'm collaging down, and I guess I thought, Tim Holtz, yes, oh, Distress Oxide, gotta grab it. So I grabbed it. But I'm collaging this tissue paper down with some fluid matte medium because it just kind of makes that tissue paper blend into the page just beautifully. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm not putting a whole lot, just a little bit to break the page up a little bit. Like I said, to me, a art journal page doesn't really feel complete without sticking some stuff down. I used to be real big into decoupage back in I'm trying to think, what was the late 90s, early 2000s. Decoupage was my jam. So I am all about sticking some stuff down on a page. In fact, to this day, if I use the gloss Mod Podge, I have like memories of those days because my life consisted of gloss Mod Podge. It was, yeah, I have like a sensory response to the smell of Mod Podge. Yeah, but only the gloss one, not the matte one. It's weird. All right, so I've picked up that golden fluid acrylic. I'm not going to use it yet. I decide first I'm going to pull out my hand carved stamps and use that blueprint sketch Distress Oxide that I pulled out all of a sudden. So I'm going to look through that box. I think I probably knew what I wanted and grabbed this hand carved stamp, which is kind of like a sketchy rainbow shape. And I am going to stamp it on here. I'm kind of creating a line across the page by flipping that bow shape as I go down the page. All right, once that is done, I am going to come in with that fluid, what is it, golden fluid acrylic, and I believe the color is Indigo. And I'm just gonna make some fun sketchy marks, y'all. This is not sketchy marks, like dashes. I love doing this. Lately, every page I've done has had these dashes in them. I don't know why. There's something like meditative almost about just dabbing some lines on with the paintbrush. I don't know. I love the mark making. I love that I don't know. I wish I could come up with the words, but I can't. It's try it. Okay? How about that? How about you take a little bit of paint and a paintbrush and just make some marks like that? And just the effect that it has to give that movement to the page and how easy it is, and um while still having like busy hands. I love it. Yes. So, I'm going to add those real quick. This page didn't take me hardly any time at all. Well, I'll tell you, it took 23 minutes. I think I was able to edit out some of this drying time and some of the other things so that you only have 10 minutes to watch of all of this. I did go a little overboard up here with my mark making. I think I got too much into the groove and had to make myself stop. Now I'm going to come in with, that is NuVo Mica Mist in, well, I've got it right here because I knew I was going to forget it. It's Midnight Horizon. Now it wasn't spraying, so of course I'm just going to pull out that little part and splotch it on the page. And it adds a little sparkle. I like the splatter effect on there. So I'm going to dry that real quick, and I think the next thing I know, I need a sentiment. So I am using some sentiments that I typed up and printed out, and I have got them in a Google Drive PDF for you that you can print them out if you want them. This one says life is about creating yourself, so I'm just going to cut that out. And after I get it cut out, I kind of realize it needs some kind of backer. It needs something that'll help it pop off of that page. So I'm going to move it around and think about it for a minute, and then just grab a piece of dictionary paper, because I always have little scraps of dictionary paper just hanging around. It's kind of my jam. It's one of my favorite things is old dictionary paper. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think when I first started mixed media and collecting books, finding old dictionaries was like the easiest old book to find. And so I got tons of them. And to this day, that's even my jewelry display stuff is all on dictionary paper because I have so many of them and I love them. Now I'm going to color this slip of dictionary paper with some acrylic paint that is Midnight Blue from Deco Art Americana line. I added a little water to it because I don't know. I didn't want it super thick. So I'm going to dry it, and I realize it's not really the color I want. So I'm going to use some Prussian blue acrylic ink from Liquitex. And that gives me a little bit more of the color that I want more. And again, I still don't know that any of these colors are actually blue violets because I don't know, maybe that golden fluid acrylic and indigo was, but it's the closest thing I could get. I'm still playing with the color, still looking at it, appreciating it, doing all the things I want. And I'm just going to use my Uhu glue stick to make my little stack here and stick it in my page. And that's going to complete this page for me, y'all, for my exploration in blue violet. I hope you like this. If you have any questions about anything, just give me a shout in the not description box, in the comment box below, and I'll have some information about some of this in the description box. All right, y'all, give me a like, and make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching. Keep on crafting on. Bye.